They said she drowned, but bodies float. Ellie Marks didn't. She was last seen walking toward Windmere Lake on a windless June evening in 1999. Her footprints stopped where the pier began. No drag marks, no struggle, just gone. They searched for weeks. Divers, dogs, volunteers. Nothing. No clothes, no bones, no trace. The lake just stared back, quiet and still, like it had eaten her and wanted more. That was 26 years ago. Now the lake is stirring again, and it's whispering. Caleb Marks never wanted to come back to Windmere, but when his father died suddenly of a heart attack, his body found cold and wet on his recliner with lake silt under his fingernails, Caleb had no choice. He drove 12 hours to settle the estate. As he passed the Welcome to Windmere sign, a gust of wind rattled his car. There wasn't a single cloud in the sky. The house sat on the hill overlooking the lake, gray and brittle as memory. The same house where Ellie's bedroom had remained untouched for nearly 3 decades. Inside, the smell was mildew and time. On the kitchen table sat a note in his father's handwriting. If you hear her voice, don't answer, not until it's ready. The first night was dreamless. The second, he heard water dripping even though all the faucets were off. The third night, he heard her voice. Caleb. It was faint, a whisper, from the lake, as if the wind had borrowed her vocal cords. He walked down to the pier just before dawn. Fog clung to the surface like a veil. As he reached the end of the dock, he saw something below, right beneath his feet. A face, eyes wide, staring straight up. Ellie's face. He stumbled back, slipped, and hit the boards hard. By the time he sat up, the water was empty. Sheriff Paula Greeley hadn't changed much since Caleb left. Hair tighter, eyes colder. She met him at her office the next morning. He explained everything. The whispers, the face, the note. She didn't write anything down. You been sleeping all right? She asked. No. Been drinking? No. You really want to stir this up again, Caleb? I didn't stir anything. It's already moving. She leaned in. Then don't look into it. People forget for a reason. She closed the file cabinet without filing a thing. In the attic, Caleb found an old wooden chest. Inside, photo albums, water-warped tapes, and a leather-bound journal. Ellie's. He read by lantern light, her handwriting shaky. Notes about the lake, about a sound she kept hearing in her dreams, about voices that weren't hers. I saw my reflection blink before I did. There's something under the lake, not a body, a memory. Every year it needs someone. I think it picked me. The final page was dated the day she vanished. If you find this, I didn't drown. It pulled me. Desperate, Caleb contacted Ronnie Baker, the last diver who searched for Ellie. Ronnie met him in a diner on the edge of town. He looked haunted. You shouldn't dig. You were there. You saw something. Ronnie sipped his coffee with shaking hands. We all did. He pulled out a Polaroid. Faded. Blurry. But you could make out something massive, beneath the lake. Wide. Pale. Human-like. With too many fingers. It watches you, Ronnie said. Knows when you remember. The lake's just the skin. What's under it? That's the brain. That night, Caleb saw the lights. Floating orbs just above the lake's surface. Blue, flickering, cold. They pulsed in sequence, 5 in total, then sank. Then came the knock at the door. He opened it. No one there, just 5 muddy handprints on the porch. The prints were child-sized. The door creaked shut by itself. Caleb avoided the mirrors in the house. Ellie's journal warned him about them. But one night, brushing his teeth, he looked, and the mirror blinked. He stared. His reflection didn't move, it grinned. Then said, "Come home, Caleb." He smashed it with the faucet handle. Blood leaked from the cracks, pooling in the sink, despite there being no cut on his hand. Caleb broke into the sheriff's archive. He had to. The file on Ellie? Gone. So were 4 other case files, children who vanished within 10 years of Ellie, all near the lake, all declared accidental drownings. Except one, Harper Flynn, disappeared in 2013. Her file had only 1 note left inside. She knew the song. The lullaby returned to Caleb in pieces. He remembered Ellie humming it. Under the blue, where no eyes see, they sleep in the dark, but they sing through me. He found the melody again in her music box, tucked under her bed. When he opened it, it played backwards, and something moved outside the window. He watched the water ripple against the wind. Caleb borrowed a small boat and paddled out just before midnight. The water was too still. Time felt wrong. At the center of the lake, he dropped a camera on a long tether. The screen on board flickered, then cleared. Ellie, eyes open, mouth moving, repeating, "Tell them I remember. Tell them it's not done." Then dozens of hands, white-clawed, grabbed the camera. The feed went black. The boat rocked violently. Something was surfacing. The town knew. Underneath the lake, during a drought in the 1940s, they'd found bones. Lots of them, children. They flooded the basin intentionally, built the lake on top of it, sealed it in. But memory leaks, especially when you pretend it didn't happen. Now it was waking. Now it wanted witnesses. Caleb began fading. His reflection no longer matched his movements. People in town passed him without seeing him. He wasn't being haunted. He was being erased. He returned to the pier. Fog swallowed the world. The water lapped gently, inviting. He held Ellie's journal to his chest. A voice rose from the lake, calm and familiar. "You can take her place." He stepped forward. "Or she keeps drowning. Forever." He whispered, "I'm sorry," and jumped. The lake grew quiet. No lights, no whispers, no dreams, just silence. For the first time in decades, Windmere Lake rested. It's 2025. A boy named Isaac walks the edge of Windmere Lake with his dog. He hears singing. Something beneath the surface glows softly. His dog whimpers and runs. Isaac steps closer. The water reflects a man's face, but it's not his. It's Caleb, and he's still singing the lullaby. If Whispers Beneath Windmere Lake shook you, share it. This is your signal to look into your town's lake, your past, your forgotten files. Because some places bury secrets in water, and the water remembers. Subscribe to Curell Case Files for more stories you'll never forget. Comment, would you dive to save someone you love, knowing you may never come back?